Hi, what we're going to do now is, what I've got here is a 3D representation of a vector equation of a line. So here we got the line in 3D, okay, and we've got a moving point along that line. And what I'm going to do is teach you how to create this using Geogebra. Okay, we're going to use Geogebra Classic 5, version number 5. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this and deselect the axis and deselect the grid. And then what I'm going to do is go to the view menu, and then I want a 3D graphics view, so that is that one there. So select that and it should appear here. Now what we're going to need to do is grab it and slide this across here a little bit more to make this a little bit bigger. So here's my 3D graphics view. Now unfortunately Geogebra doesn't label the axis initially, so we'll label the axis. So right click on a white bit of space here and go to graphics and go to the x-axis and just click down and select X. Go to the y-axis, click down and select Y, and go to the y-axis and select Z. And now make sure you press enter on the last one and press OK, close, and then we'll see that now that the axes have now been labelled. So we've got the y-axis going into the paper, x-axis coming out, and the z-axis. Right, we need to put our point. We need to put a point. So down at the bottom here, we're going to put a point -2, 5, 2, and we're going to call that point P. So let's put it in again. So we'll call it P. It's been called point A, so we can just rename that. So right click, okay, and object properties, we'll just rename that as P. And actually this one here was actually -2, so we'll just rename that. Okay, just press enter, and then all you need to do is close it, and it's put the point down there somewhere like that. Okay, right, what we need to do now is enter a vector. So enter vector and put the one, select the start point, end point. So the start point I'm going to put as 0, 0, 0, and the end point I'm going to put as 3, -2, and 4. So 4, and press enter. Unbalanced brackets. Let's just have a quick look at that. Okay, so I need to add in another pair of brackets. There we go, there's the vector appearing. I actually don't want this to actually appear. I'm going to actually rename this by right-clicking and changing it to BV. Okay, right, I don't actually now want that vector to actually show, so if I just click that, it will just disappear, but I still need that to make the vector equation of the line. So if I now press line, right in line, and you see there's one down here, it says point and direction vector. So select that one and then put in capital P, that's the point, and capital small v, and you'll see now it has recreated the equation of the line. Okay, so we've got our point on the line and we've got our line. Now if we want to change the color of the line, if we select the line or select the line up here and right click, put object properties, okay, and go to color and then select the color that you want. I quite like green for lines. Okay, but it's all down to personal taste. Okay, so there's my vector equation of my line. Okay, so now I want to put a vector in again from the start point, which is going to be the origin, so we'll just put that in. To the end point, which is going to be point P. Okay, so let's put a vector in there. Okay, and now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a point on this line that slides along the line. So to do that, I need to put in a point. Right, so I got my point P here, so I just want to join up a vector to that. So let's just slide this around a little. Sorry. Slide this around a little bit. Okay, so what I need to do is let's mark on the point 0, 0. Give it a point. Okay, don't worry about that point there. Okay, so actually now it's easy to add vectors. So if we add that vector there, we can add a vector to that point there. That's quite easy. Okay, and now if we what we want is now a dynamic point that goes along that line. So what we can do now is we can add in the dynamic point by writing -2 plus 3, now lambda you can get here at the bottom right hand corner, comma 5 minus 2 lambda, comma, and then -2 plus 4 lambda. Okay, when I press enter now, it's going to ask me to create a slider. So create a slider, and if we just move the slider, we can see that my point is going to move anywhere along the line. Now if I want to add in a vector, click that one, and click from there to there, and now I've got a dynamic point moving along the line. Right, and now I could also add a vector from P to R. Again, I now have another, the whole thing is dynamic because it will move up and along that line like that. That vector will move up and along the line like that. Now, it might be a good idea to change some of the colors of some of these things. So, right click and object properties, and the color menu is here. So I'm going to go for orange for that vector. Might not look orange to begin with, it's just a... So that's the vector A. So the vector A is that one. The vector W, okay, I'm going to make sort of a, I don't know, some sort of blue color. Okay, and the other vector U, which is the initial one, I'm going to make sort of, I don't know, red. Let's make it red. Okay, so now I've got some points here. To my points, now I could select all of these points if I wanted to by pressing Shift and then right-clicking Object Properties, and I could make them all red as well. Okay, so sort of got a bit more colour here now. All right. Obviously, this is a point that sort of moves along here. So if I do if I go to object properties and then go to basic, and if I write in the caption here, brackets x comma y comma z, and then I would just ask it to show the caption only. Let's put in r is equal to as well. Okay, so then I've got that point there. Okay, so this is my known point, so I can actually right click on the known point and get it to show the name and value. So I've got the value of that known point like that. Okay. This vector here, I can rename it. Let's rename it. So basic. So let's rename. Let's rename. Don't know what happened there. Just undo. Need to put everything back. So I seem to have lost a vector here. Okay. I seem to have lost a vector, so I'm just going to put it back in. So this vector from here to here. Okay, it's vector W, and I don't want to rename it as what I'm going to rename it as is lambda V, and I wanted to show the label that. Okay, so somewhere there will be a label. Let's have a look. I can't see the label anywhere. Okay, that's the wrong one. Okay, so just I'm going to rename that one R. That's what R is. Okay, I want to know this vector is B, so I'm going to rename that one lambda V. So lambda V. Okay, it's just appearing there. And I'm going to change the color of lambda V to something like brown or something, so it just makes it stand out a bit better. Okay, so now I've got a dynamic point. Okay. And I'm going to rename this vector here. Okay, to label it, we need to go to label here, click, and we probably want to make this a bit bigger if we can. And we probably want to use latex. Okay, so if we do L and then _1, what appears in latex comes down here, and then colon, and then latex formula puts a space in for us. Okay, so don't worry about the programming. So we want now a accent. So I want a vector, and I need to change the X to an R, and that is equals. Now the next bit's quite difficult, so we want some sort of brackets, and then in here between left and right we need to insert a matrix. We need to insert this one. Okay, and then we need to change these to -2, 5, and -2. And then we need to go outside the brackets and put a plus. And then we need a symbol, we need the lambda symbol. So go to basic and select the lambda. and then we need to select brackets. Okay, and then in here again we need to select matrices, and then we need to put in here 3 minus 2 and 4. Okay, so down here it says what we've got, so we've now press OK. So it's now got the label that what we want. We can change the colour of that if we wanted to. Object properties, if we go to the text we can make it bold to stand out if we wanted to, or change the colour. It's entirely up to you. Okay, just cancel that, and then we are sort of done here now. So what we've got here is a 3D graph, okay, of a point that moves along the line, a vector equation of a line. Okay, we can move the line around, see it from different angles. What we haven't got here is R, so let's just put this one in, right click, rename it, it is R. Okay, so we need to right click and show the label. Okay, we can't see the label, it's down here somewhere, that's where it's down here somewhere. Okay, never mind. So there we got our vector equation of our line. View options. If you want to see the font a little bit bigger, it's probably a bit better. You can do that, so the font goes a little bit bigger for the students to see. Okay, but it gives you an idea. Now, one of the great things about this, if you click this button here, and click this one here, and click this one, and then put on the 3D gaming glasses. Okay, the students will be able to see this in 3 dimensions, which is quite useful. Okay, so this has been a video to show you how to, in Geogebra, draw a 3D graph. Now, this you probably just want to get rid of at the end. Okay, and then just move this along out the way, so you've got this point here. Okay, but we're formatting it. If you don't want the 3D thing, just go back to standard view and it'll be like that. Okay, this has been a video to show you how to draw a 3D graph in Geogebra. I hope you understood, and I thank you very much for watching.